All right, here we go, fellas. This is take two, everybody. We have all been fighting ourselves and the great technological advances made in the current world, which is what happens when you put a bunch of RV guys and car guys and wrench monkeys and everything together and decide to do something online. But welcome back. Welcome to the latest episode of Taking America Camping, brought to you by TNS RV and Sport. I'm Tim Meadows. Joined today by Tex Maxon and two very special guests. Anybody that is not living under a rock and is paying any attention to the RV industry is going to immediately recognize these names. We've got Tom Ison and AJ Jones, the founding partners of Axiom RV, come to us live today from inside their pilot unit that we're going to get to in a little bit, but they're on site in Elkhart. Welcome, boys.
Welcome. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
We couldn't be more excited. Tex is about to walk us through a little bit of our history and the relationship that exists between TNS RV and Sport and both of these guys in their former professional lives. But we're really fired up to get a chance to meet with you guys and talk with you about your story and about what you've done there at Axiom and what you're about to bring to bear and shake this whole thing put the whole industry. I think has got a big shakeup coming and some things that some people are going to find themselves on their ear. So with that, Tex, just kind of give the listeners out there a little breakdown on the history of the relationship that we've got with these fellas.
Well, you know that with AJ and TNS and Tim and I, it's always been it's a very unique part of our start because, of course, we started with the Heartland product as well. And AJ and the guys were all there at that time. So, I mean, some of the very first people that we dealt with. And then, the common denominators that we have with interest and the cars and the hot rods and the RVs and the toy haulers and the cyclones and all that stuff just ties back to AJ and us, so we've always had plenty to talk about when we get together. AJ's got a couple pretty cool cars too. Maybe we need to get involved with sometimes, some twin turbo Mopar or something like that. I don't know. I hadn't seen it in a while, but
for sure.
Anyway, yeah, so, there's always been, there's a lot of history with us and AJ going back to the Heartland guys and that kind of stuff, and so, it's a special time for us anytime we're able to get back together with AJ. And then now with what you guys have been working on around the clock for the last period of time. And then now you're setting in that product now. And you've got, AJ's always had some of the most unique ideas in the RV industry when it comes to applying a new aspect to a given unit, right? Or whatever it was. Always some of the most innovative floor plans that Cyclone has ever had came out of AJ's thoughts, so now he's able to take all of that creativity and apply it to his own baby. And then that's what we're looking at now. Like I say, on the back wall back there's something pretty unique that I don't know that I've ever seen in an RV before. So I can't wait to hear what that is.
I guarantee you've not seen that in a production RV before.
Yeah. So maybe real quick, guys, if you could give us a little bit of your background personally, and then we'll get into the product if we can.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. My name's AJ Jones. I am a founding partner here at Axiom RV. I started my career at Gulfstream Coach roughly when I was 24 years old into sales, and was very fortunate. I was able to work my way up through the ranks there, and then eventually got an opportunity at Heartland RVs, where I was overseeing all the toy hauler brands over there as far as that goes. We had a lot of success doing that. I think we actually ran we were the number one selling toy hauler for roughly 13 years running. It's pretty big accomplishment. Yeah. And at one point we were almost like 25% market share. So I mean, it was pretty big accomplishment to almost one in every four sold that was one of our products. Awesome. I was able to work my way up even from that up to a director of sales and kind of overseeing a lot of the sales there as far as that goes. Then just kind of decided to part ways from that direction. I had the last year took a year off and really this has kind of been a dream of all of ours is to start our own manufacturer and our own setup. And, that's kind of where we're at now. So I'll introduce
That's
Tom.
awesome.
Tom is the guy that takes all the crazy ideas that I have and actually finds a way to make it happen. So
That sounds like a
he's the
familiar
wheel behind
dynamic,
there.
doesn't it,
Right.
Maxon?
Sounds like our Matt Cameron.
Again, my name's Tom Ison. I've been in the industry about 30 years. Started out back in the day at Georgie Boy Manufacturing. Had the opportunity to go to Heartland at the beginning when the Cyclone was pretty much conceived. Built that. Was fortunate enough to meet up with AJ. Kind of collaborated, and I mean the rest is history. As far as where we took the Cyclone product. Um, Same as AJ, I kind of climbed the ladder at Heartland into director of manufacturing. Did that for a little while and decided to part ways as well, and kind of took a little bit of time off and
Get the
next
band
thing
back
you know,
together.
and next thing I know, AJ's calling
Got the
me.
gang back together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, baby.
That's right.
That's awesome. Well, I got to tell you, I appreciate the dynamic that exists between you because you've got you've got a sales oriented and idea guy, and that doesn't necessarily translate across unless you've got someone like Tom who's got the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom to how do we take all these things and make them actually begin to show up. And I know the bona fides speak for themselves because we saw all those innovations that came out of that house, out of that plant where Tom was at the helm for so many years. It was just like cranking out the hits. It's the Motown, so to speak, of the RV industry. So guys, congratulations first and foremost.
Yeah.
I know that this is going to feel to everybody that's watching like we're just seeing a snapshot, and there's got to be a lot of respect paid to everything that has to come together over the course of time in order to bring what you're sitting in to bear. And I know, we're going to cover a lot of that still, but, and there's still parts of that are yet to come. Right.
Absolutely.
And we spent some time on a video conference yesterday together going through that product. And, there was just some off the cuff ideas that we start spitting out, and I can see the wheels turning over AJ's head. Like, okay, yeah, I like that. I can do something with that. And so, and that's always been a really cool part of our relationship. We've sat, I think AJ and I were talking about this the other day. We were, Christmas of 2023, we sat at my desk here in the Navasota store the day of our Christmas party internally. And while we were eating, we were essentially we were drawing stuff up on a cocktail napkin. Next thing you know, we're going to see some of that before too long, from what I understand.
Absolutely.
So, really cool. Have always enjoyed that part. So tell us a little bit, boys. Tell us what is Axiom RV, and kind of what's the driving mission and the idea behind the whole thing.
I think honestly, we both kind of took some time off and everything else, and I think it was probably the best thing that ever could have happened. It was really getting some time to get our thoughts right and think about it. And I think one of the biggest things before the company even started, we really sat down and wanted to figure out ways to solve the problems that most customers are having out in the RV industry. So before we even turned a bolt or did anything or put a board of anything, as far as that goes, I think it was creating a really solid foundation of wanting to do it better, and that's kind of our slogan, where our slogan is called "We're built for more." So, and that goes to everything that we do here at Axiom. Good is not good enough. And I think the normal, I like to call it R&D, which is research and duplicate for most other manufacturers. We don't settle for that. We will never settle for that. Our goal is to truly transform and change this industry. But it all started with really taking the biggest problems that plague RVers, and we literally had some good time to think about ways to solve these solutions. And I truly think that we have absolutely took all of these biggest objections and actually figured out ways to solve the solutions for this and come out with a truly transformable RV that no one's ever seen before. I
That-
honestly, I'm sorry about that. The quality too is going to be another thing. Is something that we will not stand for is any lack of quality in the build. And I think you see a lot of RV manufacturers out there that overproduce sometimes,
Sure.
and just to get higher volumes and everything else, they'll try to overbuild and everything else. Where we're not going to do that. Our goal here isn't to be the biggest manufacturer. We just want to be the best at what we do. And I think the quality here, and this guy right here, Tom, is going to be, he is the guy that ensures all quality. I mean,
Absolutely.
his background, there is no one in this industry better than Tom. I can assure you that. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the research and duplicate, by the way. I am stealing that 100%. I'll try to remember to give you credit if it's convenient.
It's all good, buddy.
But so I really like the idea that you mentioned. It's like, you got a little bit of time to process, right? And I think that that's important, that everybody has to understand, when we're in the grind of whatever it is that you're doing, sometimes it's hard to turn the noise off in order to think clearly enough to see the next step that needs to happen, to get to the stated goal. So it's pretty interesting to hear, like you both had that little bit of time to do that, decompress and turn down the background noise and just think and process. So I'm really excited to see what some of these solutions to these common problems that you're talking about. Tell us a little bit about your team, how has that begun to progress? Because we've talked to some guys, some guys that you guys are very familiar with that have made similar moves in the last, call it 5-6 years. And they all wanted to talk so much about the importance of, the right people in the right places in order to create this work product that you're talking about. So give us a little breakdown on what you've got going in terms of your team, because I know that you're still building, part of that, because you're going to be ramped in a production, moving into a production mode versus, just simply getting the pilots off the ground. But tell us about that.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, with us being in the industry as long as we have been, and getting to know the people that in the industry, the manufacturing groups, we are truly blessed to basically pick and choose the people that we want for the specific jobs. Really don't have to do a lot of interviewing. I mean, we've worked with so many people in the industry, and I mean, we know exactly what person to place in these roles. So we are, like I said, we are definitely blessed in that aspect.
Yeah, that's great. Targeted hiring is a big advantage, right? And being able to get ahead of that in the beginning and put the right people in place, it will pay. I'm sure it's already paying dividends, but it's going to continue to do so. And I love the idea that, you guys have both been in the industry for, 20, 30 years. And I don't think that the general RV public has a good enough appreciation for the idea that so much of the industry, I mean, like an overwhelming majority of the stuff that is produced in the RV industry comes out of that one county in one state.
Yeah.
And so, and it's not the most populated area in the country, but it's a pretty big, really, really small world. There's a lot of guys that have worked in different houses and, moved from company to company, but there's so much overlap. We all think about, we live in a small world, but the more that we drill down, and I think that you guys are in a unique position to take advantage of just how small a world it is.
Sure.
And like you mentioned, Tom, you're going in, you don't have to interview, like I'm going after that guy.
Right.
So, kudos to you guys for that. Congratulations.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, the team, like AJ spoke of back when we were, a major market share in the toy haulers. It was family oriented. I mean, everybody on the team would do anything to make it happen. AJ and I have had stories of having transport trucks hooked to units,
Yep.
they're ready to pull them to the show, and one of those things come out of AJ's mind again, and next thing you know, we're knocking something else out to put in that unit to get to the show. And
Sure.
it's kind of cool to have that strong of a team where it's everybody just jumps right on it and make it happen.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's a very
AJ,
selfish mindset here. I think that there is no, that's not my job mentality at all. And that never will be tolerated here. I think everybody here is willing to do whatever we have to do to be successful. And, I think
Sure.
it speaks so highly of our team and whatever it takes to win, when it's all said
Yeah.
and done.
that's
Well,
awesome.
I am just really curious. There's a lot of stuff in the background that I'm picking up. Like, it looks like the ceiling in that rig goes on forever.
Yes, it does.
And is that a residential AC that's behind you?
It certainly is, sir. So,
Can we get
so
into some of the details there? Because I'm just real curious to see what you guys have come up with.
absolutely. So some of the things that, and I talked about some of those problems that plague the current RVers. So I was very fortunate. I got a chance to use some demo units and everything else. So I actually got to stay in some toy haulers and stuff before and camping them continuously. And even with 3 ACs though. I mean, I'd typically be camping in the hottest heat of summer, as far as that goes, and it's super humid, it's really hot. So even with 3 ACs blasted, I remember one time in particular, I was in Oshkosh for there's a big plane event there, so going out there, we're camping out there for it. It was over 100 degrees, and I was sitting in our demo unit, and I couldn't get the thing to go back. It was below 80 degrees, even with all 3 ACs running at the same time. So it was extremely frustrating to myself and even my family to be trying to be living in luxury when you think that that's what you're doing, and you're really hard pressed to get the unit colder than 20 degrees of what temperature is outside. So that was something to me, just being a bigger guy, and I hate being in super in otters, was like
I don't know what you're talking about.
so I was really, we were really really pressed to come up with a solution to make sure that we had a whole different AC system that anybody else did out there. So we actually have a patent pending situation for this, where we actually set up to create a whole new system. So we are actually using residential mini splits that you would put in your house. And we actually we're patented, we're mounting them to the actual sides of the actual unit itself. And we run the lines throughout the unit. They're very easily accessible. So we made sure that was a big concern of ours, is to make sure that this is going to be a serviceable unit. It's going to be very easily to work on and everything else if it ever needs repaired, or something goes wrong with a condenser, or something goes wrong with the head unit. So it's very easy to run the lines out of it. But we actually solid mount the air conditioners to the actual sides of our unit, and actually have actual head units inside here, which you can see up above there. So with that being said, I truly believe we have the best AC system ever developed out there. I mean, literally, we've already had multiple testing sessions. We've been testing it almost daily as far as that goes. I mean, right now it's got, what's the temperature in here? I think it's right at 63 degrees right here right now, and I think it's 85 degrees outside right now. So I mean, it's definitely pretty phenomenal. It's actually cold here. It's actually cold. So I mean,
I was breaking Tom's chops a minute ago because he was sitting there, kind of arms all huddled up, and I was like, "Are you okay, man?" And he's like, "Dude, it's cold in here."
So how many of the residential units do you have in that rig?
So we actually have 3 residential mini splits inside here, as far as that goes.
Yeah, 9,000 BTU.
Dang.
And so a lot of times people get caught up in the BTU numbers, and a mini splits BTUs are not the same BTUs as you would get with an RV air conditioner. So the problem with no matter what you do with an RV air conditioner, there's just so many issues to this, because immediately when you go up from the roof and you try to divert the air, and you immediately hit a flat wall right there, and then you try to divert it this way and then send it back and forth that way. It's just not, there's no velocity. You can't get that adequate flow. And then on top of that, they're actually trying to force that air through a tiny little 3-inch duct, that like 2 or 3-inch duct. Some people I've actually, but like, it's like just such a tiny duct, which in order to flow the adequate number that size of air conditioner would need to flow, you would need at least an 8 or a 9-inch duct inside this thing. So we found a different way to do it. So we eliminated all ducts completely. The
Right.
mini split system actually is a non-ducted, but the fan in this thing is unbelievable. It actually, the amount of cold air that this thing blows through here, and we placed them in 3 different zones. We have one in our garage, we have one in the living space, and we have one in the bedroom. And I do got to tell you that be careful, because you turn that thing all the way down in the bedroom, it's literally a meat locker in there. So I mean, you can really
I can't
In the garage.
and the garage too.
Yeah.
And
I legitimately can't imagine. I mean,
Hmm.
I was telling you yesterday, I'm getting ready to put one of those in a essentially what's a garage apartment at my house, and I
Sure.
think I'm looking at the same size unit that you're using, and I'm going to be doing, man, 800 square feet.
Yeah.
With one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
and you've
phenomenal.
got 3 running in a 47-foot toy hauler. It's just the math is bonkers to me. I've got enough residential home building experience to understand just how powerful each of those units are. And the idea that I could pick it up and take it with me is like, it's still got my brain kind of quaking.
So AJ, if you have your AC mounted on the wall like that, basically, and then you're carrying the external, the external unit in the frame of the unit, somehow. Okay.
Yep, we built cradles on it. Actually, we built cradles that strategically placed our frames in the proper spot that gave us just enough room to fit them in between the actual skirt metal and the frame itself. And what we did is we created cradles essentially that hold those AC condensers into place, that allow that to ride safely. It's protected from the elements, it's protected from rocks and everything else as far as that goes, but strategically placed those, and then we ran the lines throughout the unit in order to get to the head unit. So it's just a way more efficient system than anything else that's ever been seen out there. So, and we definitely look forward to for campers to have an enjoyable experience and not necessarily be sweating their brains out in the middle of the summer.
So am I correct? Would that be your heating element as well?
It is also your heating element. And the beautiful thing about that too is it works just as efficiently as a heater as it does as the air conditioner as well. So
okay. So then the pull, say if you're on shore power, of course you have ample power, but if you're on the generator, those units are pulling a lot less power per unit. Is that correct as well?
That is absolutely correct. They're way more efficient. And the beautiful thing about them also as well is they're actually inverted as well too. So even if you
that would have to be.
Yeah. So even if you are on 30 amp service, it'll actually it's pushing it like extremely on 30 amp service, but if you have the lights and everything off in the unit, you can actually truly run it on 30 amp service, all 3 air conditioners. It's pretty phenomenal. I honestly I wouldn't even believe it. I mean, because on a 30 amp service, normally with an RV air conditioner, you get 1 air conditioner. That's it. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And you might be able to plug your phone in.
Yes. I mean, that's where
without compromising the whole thing.
For sure. So I mean, as efficient as these are, it is truly mind blowing for what it's doing. And I truly think that we're going to revolutionize the industry. And the beautiful thing about that too is that also from that standpoint, that was just idea number 1, but that kind of stemmed and led to so many other innovations that we've created with this product. I know talking with Tom, and we remember all the warranty issues that we'd see all the time, and one of the biggest warranty issues above and beyond that was the roof. I mean, it's water infiltration. I mean, it always, no matter what you do, you try to keep the water out, but the reality of it is not an easy task. You got a house on wheels that goes through a 5.2 on the Richter scale all the time, and so it's not moving parts and everything else, and water eventually somehow finds its way in. And typically it always seems the guilty situation seems to be sealed voids on the roof. So that's typical. We've seen a lot of that times, and it's also kind of annoying for customers to have to go up constantly and check their roof and do that all the time. And then most manufacturers say at least to check 2 to 3 times a year, just to ensure
every 90 days, right?
Yep. So I mean, just ensure that the seals are properly as far as that goes. So when we took the air conditioners off of the roof, we posed the question. We're like, man, can we come up with the industry's first clean roof design? And it was not an easy task, but we worked our way around it, and we did. We created the industry's first ever clean roof. The only thing we have on our roof, literally the only thing we have on our roof, is 2 solar panels, and we have to have 4 stink pipe vents that's code to use. There's no way to really get those off of the roof. We actually looked at different situations, but that is code, so you got to have those on there. But even with those vent pipes, we actually came up with the industry's first double seal. So we're actually not only using automotive seals in order to ensure that it's going to be a much better seal than using the self-leveling caulk and everything else that typically is used out in the industry. But we actually came up with a plastic cover to go over the seal, and then we proceed to seal that again with automotive seal on top of that. As far as that goes with the Eternabond situation too, as well. So it's really, I mean, and our goal is I can never say it'll be a maintenance-free roof by any means, because I mean it's still a roof and it's still susceptible to tree branches and things that could happen. But our goal is to at least provide the closest thing to a maintenance-free roof that a customer could ever receive.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, the next maintenance-free roof truly in anything is going to be the first. I mean, we've got a metal roof on these buildings that Tex and I are in, and eventually we're going to have to do maintenance on the seals, the washers, the foam washers that sit under the screws that hold it in place, and I've got maintenance that I've got to do at the house on an asphalt shingle roof. Like there are upkeep things, but what I'm hearing from you is trying to move as close toward that maintenance free as is humanly possible and is allowed by code.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So it's really it's mind boggling. It's such a different approach that it's really cool to hear, to hear of people that are saying, hey, we want to move away from what we've always done just because we've always done it. And we know we know what that creates, but I do think that is the trap, the most dangerous trap in all business and all professional life is we're doing it this way because it's the way we've always done it. So getting outside of that box and going and, like what Tex and I have described our thinking at times is, you got in the box, you got outside the box. Like, how about we just go make a new box?
Absolutely.
Let's go make a new box. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing from you guys. And I also, and maybe it's just coincidental because it's right in the center of the shot there, and Tex brought it up first, but it almost sounded like I heard you say that you had done some things in the design and the layout of the frame where you're actually designing the frame to build around a central idea, like, hey, we've got to get to where we can use mini splits. And so working through priorities in the design process so that you get ahead of the big things first. And like, we're going to figure out how to do the rest of this around that central idea. Sure. Am I right in that?
Yes, absolutely. Another big concern that always happens and that creates a lot of the warranty issues is simply like I talked about it earlier, is these things go through a 5.2 on the Richter scale every time you take them down the road. So we actually collaborated with Lippert Components and actually worked on building the best suspension system that's ever been put on a toy hauler out there. So I feel very confident. We partnered with them on the Kurt Torrance suspension system. We're the first triple axle toy hauler to ever do that. So we actually work with them. So we actually have the first independent suspension system along with the Kurt Touring pin box that actually has a spring on that as well, that it truly does. And we've actually rode in the unit, actually felt the difference in vibration from unit to unit. Actually, they have videos of literally glasses of water sitting inside the unit, not spilling while you're driving this thing. It is amazing what it does. And, you think that's great for towing the unit and everything else. It feels that you eliminate the vibration going through the truck, but it's not that. The big concern for us is the longevity of everything in the unit, all the appliances, all the cabinets, everything that's in here. If it's getting shaken extremely violently, things are going to break, things are going to happen. We literally eliminated 50% of the vibration by going to this all new suspension system, and being the first to ever do it in a toy hauler is really exciting for us, and I think it's going to actually pay dividends for us in the future, eliminating a lot of the warranty claims that we typically would see because of what's called the quote unquote shakedown.
Sure.
That's interesting. So I want to talk about something real quick. Tex made mention of it, but downstream effect of reducing the amount of stuff on the roof, right? So if I don't have 11 to 13 inches of air conditioner parked on top of the roof, tell us what you guys did with the elimination of those, and how did you repurpose that space?
So that's actually some really exciting stuff. I mean, it's definitely we're proud to announce that our living space that we're in right here, right now. It's pretty phenomenal to say this. Even we're in a large, a 47-foot fifth wheel toy hauler. The ceilings in this are just under 10 feet tall. I mean, it is pretty ridiculous. I mean,
Wow.
our ceiling heights in our slide out rooms are 8.5 feet tall. Our slide out rooms are taller than most manufacturers' normal roofs in their units. So I mean, it's
let's
pretty
do
impressive.
this. Let's do this, AJ. I know that you're a monster. You're 6'3", every bit of it. I'd like you to stand up in front of that television,
Absolutely.
back your back all the way up to that countertop, and look at the amount of space on top of a 6'3" man.
Wow.
Before you even get to the air conditioner, much less to the actual plate
It's
height.
pretty phenomenal, the height. I mean, and you know, think about perceived value sometimes too. The number one thing in a house, the difference between a lower price house, a lot of times the higher price house is the
Plate height.
vaulted ceilings, or as far as 8-foot tall ceilings over to this one, it makes a big difference, and it just it hits you when you walk in this door, which are in this particular floor plan are actual doors in the slide out. So you happen to have we're the first ever toy hauler to have dual opposing slides in this thing. So I mean, the seating arrangement, everything else in here is amazing. But like you walk in, it hits you in the face. I mean, you seriously see almost 10-foot tall ceilings. It's not like anything other RV out there. I mean, there's nothing really to even put it against right now as far as that goes. So we're really proud of it. It's definitely different.
It's crazy because we talked about the ability to cool the interior of that thing, and we had not at that point mentioned that you have an additional almost 2 feet of ceiling height across the entirety of that trailer, like nose to stern. Everything is going to be able to be taller at the top of the ceiling plate. So when you start doing that math, it's length times width times height to get that much additional cubic volume. So you're cooling that much more space, that much better. It takes everything and just go, like that was already a crazy jump. Now we're jumping up over that. It becomes exponential in the change that you're creating. We talked about all this yesterday, and I was just laying in bed last night at the house, and I'm just sitting here going, it's great. Even if everything else was the same and we have that much more efficiency, but it's not the same because we're dealing with that much more cubic volume. I mean, that rig's 47 feet long. Give me a ballpark. 480, 490 square feet.
It's right about there. About hit on the head.
So that's your length times your width. Now you multiply that times 2. So now we've got anywhere from 950 to 1,000 more cubic feet that we're simply trying to turn all that air over. And you guys are doing it at a rate that I think that you told me when we started here. It's 63 degrees in there right now.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? Wow.
It's actually cold. It is actually cold in here.
There's Tom all huddled up again. Yeah, we're gonna get that guy a jacket. So we haven't done this yet. Tell us what's the name of this setup here, guy.
So the company name is Axiom, but the toy hauler, our first toy hauler that we're launching, is called the Vendetta. So it's definitely it's a great name. I think it's got a cool name, cool ring to it, and it's definitely a great name as far as that goes.
And reading against the line, reading between the lines from some guys that have been really successful in the industry and got to a point where they wanted to go out on their own. And I could say it might be fair to say that hey, we're going to bring something that is essentially it acts like a vendetta against the establishment of the industry. Absolutely. So. Really cool. I wanted so badly to be able to find one of the masks from the movie V for Vendetta and pop on here today with it. But so let's. I think at this point, man, I want to see a little bit more behind the curtain. Like we want to see the great Oz and kind of what you guys are putting together with this product. So if you want to. This would be a first for us where you guys can, kind of walk us around and show us some of the features of what you've got going on with the Vendetta. And then And then you can, and maybe while we're getting ready for that, you can tell us that what's the next step in terms of product development.
Absolutely. I'll kind of start in the kitchen, and I'll go back there. I'll get that going as far as that goes. Show you kind of how large our kitchen is. So really big kitchen area as far as that goes. All solid surface countertops. We got the quote unquote TikTok sink where you got the vegetable cleaner and everything else there. You got the cup sprayer and everything else going there. We have an option for a built-in dishwasher too as well. So you actually have a dishwasher in here as well. You have the true residential oven here. So I mean, you could actually fit a turkey in this thing if you needed to. You have a true residential oven, but I mean, even a lot of times too, you think about stuff when we have this 8'6" tall clearance here. I mean, the cabinets are extremely tall in here. We're also going to be including portable ladders too. So for these tall cabinets, some of these taller spaces that even I'd have maybe an issue going into with this adjustable shelf being all the way up here. We have all these adjustable shelves, but you actually have a built-in ladder for it, a portable ladder that pulls up and collapses if you want to. Got plenty of drawer space. You have 2 trash cans. So you actually have 2 pull-out trash cans that are set up for it. You got the huge residential refrigerator. Got that going as that goes. Another thing that we wanted to do differently is our loft space. So we have just a massive loft space up there. So typically on most everybody's toy haulers up there, you're lucky if you get 17, 18 inches up there. I mean, you literally have, I mean, my kids were actually in here last weekend and they're standing up inside that as far as that goes. So it's pretty unbelievable how large that is as far as that goes. Some other unique things we did. So a lot of times audio is a big thing in toy haulers. A lot of people, they always put the car stereos in here and they never really have that great of sound. It's always a mess because you're running wires through the roof and everything else. So overcoming a different solution for that too, we decided to include a JBL 210 in every single unit that we sell out too, as far as that goes. So we actually have a metal holder here, so it has its own docking station, so it'll transport easily as far as that goes. So then you're going to walk out of the kitchen and you're actually going to walk into this living space. So I can't tell you how proud I am of this whole scenario. So one, I'll talk about a patent we have here first. So that
sofa just keeps going.
Good Lord.
Can you can't back the camera up far enough to see the whole thing?
You can literally sit 10 people comfortably in here, and everyone's got a different couch space on there, and they can all recline too as well. But it doesn't stop there. We also came up with an all-new concept idea that we actually came up with that you can actually put the bar stools underneath here. And so you simply put the bar stool underneath here, and then you turn this down, and then you push it out. So
it turns into like an ottoman or a coffee table.
But now it's a real ottoman coffee table. So as easy as doing that. But now, say all of a sudden we want to have dinner, or we want to have a game night with the family. Say I want to have everybody in here. It's as simple as literally turning the knob. Now,
I think you've created a trap. Like you can put more people in there than I think I care to be around at one time.
Yeah.
You legit comfortably in this unit can sit 13 people comfortably in here, which is unheard of, not only in a toy hauler, that's unheard of in an RV for all I know as far as that goes. But
I've been in tour buses that I didn't think I could fit 13 people.
So it's definitely a game changer. And typically in toy haulers, you're usually pressed to get a dinette. And even in the best case scenario of a toy hauler, you're typically going to get 6 seats at the most, at the very, very most. Right. To have actual 10 seats in here, along with 3 bar stools, actually going to be including 4 bar stools in it now moving forward as far as that goes. So just unheard of. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I truly think this is the best overall floor plan ever done in the RV industry as far as that goes. So I'm extremely proud of the way this came out and everything, how the operations. You not only have the recliners, but the backs fold down too as well. So got your cup holders, chargers, all that good stuff too as well. So we also have your smart TV. So we have a 65-inch smart TV as well. That's already included in the unit. We also have a 60-inch fireplace. That's really incredible too as far as that goes. So you'll notice as you look in the ceiling, our all new track lighting. We partner with an all new partner in the lighting area. Worked with them to individually create these new track lights. They're way better quality. Nice setup that no one else is doing. We also put a really cool look in the actual slide out itself. So above here, rather than
That's all that
having
up glow.
the ugly bug lights and everything else going on there,
Full
we
spectrum
decided to do that.
LED.
So above the fascia too, you see the colors changing. If you want to dim the lights, you can dim the lights completely and do that if you want to, or you can and have the ambient lights or the colored lights above, whatever you want to do for it. So really just a cool lighting experience, and that's just touching the tip of the iceberg of what we have coming for lighting for you guys here shortly. So
yeah, but the track lighting is really the strip lighting is really cool. It has eliminated so much from what we've seen from other manufacturing houses that have gone that route. We're seeing, because we're punching fewer holes into that ceiling soffit and creating, limiting, I should say, the opportunity for shake out, right? All that mess that we would see upon arrival, and that customers are going to continue to see for some time after they've taken delivery, and every time they move it, you're rattling all that stuff out, and it's just coming down like construction fairy dust.
I mean, that's a great point too. Is not only for the lights too, but the ductwork too. That's another key component to this, because we don't have any ductworks in the roof or the floor as well too. So that eliminates all the shakedown from that too.
Oh, sure.
So just solid insulation.
All solid insulation. No candy in the floor too when you walk past it. Here in the bump situation, I mean, none of that here. So
that's a technical
also
term.
some really cool things here. So this is all new system. So I mean, so that mini splits all come with their in each individual remote. One of the really cool things too that comes along with the mini split system too is it actually comes with a really cool app. So the fact that you can literally go and turn on. So if I want to turn off the living room AC right now, it's as easy as that. It's all controlled by Wi-Fi. So legit, like I could be out on the camp, I could be outside playing on the side by side or doing something fun out there and everything else.
Sure.
I could literally an hour before I come back, turn the air conditioner on, and away we go. As far as that goes. So you could have your unit complete. You could have your unit cooled down almost to 60 degrees within an hour and a half, and before you even get back from your hanging out and playing with toys and everything else. So
I got a question for you. AJ. We're talking about AC, right? Yep. Biggest complaint that we have heard for 13, 15 years, noise.
Oh yeah.
Like the amount of noise that comes out of the rooftop airs, whether the slide vent is closed or open, but in the direct dump especially, which is the closest thing. So ladies and gentlemen, you can hear that, or you can't hear, I should say. Like there's nothing.
The setting that's in the fast cooling zone. I can actually put this on the quiet zone, and it actually is even less decibels as far as that goes. I mean, but it's unbelievable. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've shown RVs to customers while inside the RV, and I'm almost yelling because you can't hear because the air conditioner is so loud. Where this, I promise you hear nothing. It's the most quiet system out there. It's unbelievable how quiet this is.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, another really cool feature. We actually partnered up with Wifco as far as that goes. So we came up with a really cool design. So they actually have the all new Power Pro system. So this has been really cool in the setup for it as far as that goes. So it's real easy. You can simply set up a Bluetooth.
Please open the mobile app and search for the device with the serial
but it's actually
587.
If I link it up here. So it's super easy to connect it to your Bluetooth as far as that goes. So anything can be controlled from your phone. So if I want to turn lights off, turn lights back on again. If I want to see any of my tank capacities, we have so many different light zones, tank heater, water pump, everything else, the awnings, all that stuff is set up. But another cool thing is not only is it Bluetooth, it also has a hardwired switches. So you don't have to worry about something going on, but you can also be like, say, hey, Power Pro, turn all lights off.
All of the lights are turned off.
Hey, Power Pro. Hey, Power Pro. Turn all lights on.
All of the lights are turned on.
Everything is controlled on an Alexa-based platform, so you can literally walk in and tell Power Pro to do whatever you want to do. You can tell it to turn your water pump on. You can tell it to turn different light zones on. You can tell it to put your awnings out, all this different stuff. You control all this stuff from your phone or from Alexa-based platform. So something really cool that no one else is doing out there. Another really cool thing we did too, so we got these massive double stack windows in here. We actually have remote control blinds. So sometimes one. So I'm gonna run these down, hitting the switch. So really you can do that. Or that goes controls there. But really, I mean, this living space is second to none in here. I mean, really, I'm really proud to actually have a toy hauler that you can say that sits 13 people comfortably and still has a 14.5-foot garage inside this thing.
That was the question is we're not sacrificing on the box space in the back.
Absolutely not. And we've done some really cool creative things in the garage space too that I look forward to showing you guys right now. So,
all right.
So walking through, still got the nice glass door and everything else in here. So
out 64.9 degrees in there. Get some.
So literally, we developed an all new entire Happy Jack system. So it's actually, we're pretty proud of this as far as the way everything turned out for it. So it's actually the largest Happy Jack bed system ever developed into a toy hauler as far as that goes. So this is actually a 100 by 60-inch bed up here. So it's not
same width as before, but we can't get to 80. We used to be limited because we were running them sidewall to sidewall. So we were 82 to 84 inches.
You got it. So, but the cool part too is we also have that same configuration here on the sofa down below here. You have an 80-inch sofa. So I mean, literally, you can turn it into a bed. Or the kids also have the ultimate setup here where they can actually play video games because you actually have the TV up above here as far as that goes. You have another power blind here. So this is prototype number 1. This is going to change. So something we thought of a really good idea actually came up. So we made this change. This blind is going to turn into a white blind. So keep in mind, this window. Look at the frost in here. Look at the. Can you see the window? But like literally, so this is a 72-inch window, but now we're going to turn this blind into a white blind that's going to come down here. And we're actually going to have a plug up on the ceiling. So we're going to have projector prep. So if kids want to have like a movie theater. The higher end one that actually seals really, really well as far as that goes. You got of course, the patio rail kit in the back and everything else as far as that goes too as well. Our bathroom, we're actually reconfiguring this. So this is our first prototype, but it's actually going to have, we're going to have the industry's first actually pull out wall. So the wall actually pulls out and then this door actually swings here to the side. So it's actually going to give you an actually complete, nice, isolated half bath area. But then when you need to haul your toys, the wall itself actually folds in. This door folds to that side, and then it gives you that full 14 and a half feet that you're needing for the actual garage space.
This is what happens, Maxon, when you take an idea guy and you remove
the mini split here.
You remove the objection makers above it.
Yeah.
See there, so.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy, AJ.
You guys, the bathroom space in here. Show you this. So this is another really cool feature as far as that goes. So you'll notice that our shower, we actually have a waterfall shower in there. So we actually have 7 foot 7 inches inside the bathroom. Wow. So literally, I mean, like I said, I'm 6'3". On all kinds of headroom inside here. Oh, and by the way, notice no shower dome, which means no potential leaks or no cracking plastic and everything else. And
no heat transfer.
No heat transfer and no vent in the ceiling because we actually put the vent here in the sidewall.
I'll be darned.
So nice solid surface sink here too. Nice vanity and everything else as far as it goes. Another cool thing we came up with that's a little different too is we're actually gonna have some built-in shelves in the next one. The pilot didn't get it, but huge linen closet. So right outside your bathroom, you're gonna have just a massive linen closet going in there as far as that goes. So
what's the upstairs slide box height?
The upstairs slide box, I should know that off the top of my head. I actually don't know that off the top of my head, but I can't find out. But I'm 6'3".
It looks 6.5 anyway.
Like I said, I'm 6'3", so it's got to be over 6.5 feet when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So,
6'7",
what was that?
6'7".
6'7". So
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
just got that measurement. so here we go. Got a nice closet space. So this is going to change slightly, but you can see inside here we got a nice closet space in here. So got the motion sensors and everything else. Drawers below. So this is actually changing on the model number 2 as far as that goes. So we actually extended this slide out. We put the window and the TV in the slide. So now you're going to have a his and hers closet that are separated with the TV directly across from the bed. So, so another change we made. Get your frosted windows there. I'm telling you guys, it's cold in here, man. Seriously. So we actually configured a whole new configuration. Unfortunately, it's not on this prototype yet because we're still waiting on our cap to be brought to us. But we're going to have the largest windshield ever put on anything out there. It's truly going to be, it's got an 8-foot wide by a 4-foot tall windshield that's going to go in the front of this thing. So it's not even giving you the right example of this because this depth is actually going to go out probably another 30 some inches out. So you'll see about 30 inches further out there. But we also built the washer and dryer into this too. Moving forward on model number 2, we actually created this a little differently here as far as that goes. So you get a lot more depth and a lot more storage in the actual those spaces too.
So
You got,
AJ, I see you've got the washer and dryer mounted in the front cap.
Yep.
I saw prep in the garage.
We did, we're actually gonna, now that we did that originally, we didn't have the actual prep originally put on the plan. We were originally gonna put it into the slide out.
Okay.
Once again, finding a better way to do things and not because the closet itself here is tall enough to put a stackable washer dryer. However, from our experience from the industry, knowing that when you move water, it typically doesn't work near as well as far as that goes. So we tried to eliminate that whole scenario. So literally after we already had the first unit done, or the first prints and everything done and completed for this, we revised it and actually reconfigured this whole system. You're going to pick up quite a bit more space here on the next model, and it's way better set up on the next model. Plus, you have the windshield and everything else. But in order to do that, we're able to keep all the plumbing stationary and keep all of that out of the way. Plus, this top is going to be like probably one of the biggest countertops out there. It's literally going to be almost 30 inches deep, but it's going to be the full 100 inches wide. We are 100 inches wide in here as far as that goes. So it's going to be a really big countertop that you can fold laundry, put stuff on if you want to, and everything else. Massive headroom inside the bedroom. You got the whole full king size bed here as far as that goes. Nightstands. But some of the other really exciting stuff is we're going to show you on the exterior of the unit now and show you some of the stuff we're doing different on the exterior of the unit.
While we're walking, AJ,
Yeah.
talk about your sidewalls. What's different inside the sidewall?
A lot of a big thing is different. So one of the things that another one of the problems out there that we truly wanted to overcome was the fact that you're seeing a lot of RV manufacturers out there with some of them in multi-million-dollar lawsuits situations too, based upon sidewalls cracking. So
Sure.
it is an issue out there with some manufacturers in some certain circumstances. So we really wanted to address that issue. So when it came to how we constructed our sidewalls and what we did, we wanted to change that, and we came up with a whole different narrative. It did cost us about 300 pounds. We ended up being about 300 pounds heavier when it's all said and done due to the fact that we made this, but we went with an all steel construction on our sidewalls. So no aluminum. So this all steel construction, the big benefit to that steel is literally 72% stronger than aluminum. And it also has not nearly at all the deflection as far as you're going to see with aluminum and everything else. It's much more rigid, much stronger and everything else. So we really wanted to make sure that we truly had the strongest built unit in the industry out there. So,
and Asdel on both sides.
Double Asdel on both sides and everything else as far as that goes too. And another kicker as well on the exterior, which we'll show you right now. We did something different with our exterior that no one's ever done in the RV industry that I'm aware of.
To have you show us.
So I'll show you guys the exterior on this thing. It might be a little louder out here because we are in the plant right now still. So you'll notice we went to an all new exterior with our unit here. So it's something that no one's ever seen before. It's literally, we partner with Crane Composites to make sure that we truly gave this. This is a truly sheeted fiberglass. This is a true high gloss gel coat situation where this not used out there. Everybody else uses rolled glass. This is actually true sheet glass that is brought into us, and we vacuum bond laminate these sidewalls, and with that true sheet glass, I mean, literally, you can see the reflection in here right now. I mean, I'm gonna wave at myself real quick. So, I mean, that's not, and that's actually even a little dirty in here right now as far as that goes. I mean, it's unreal.
No
The
fiber.
look that this has and the look this prevents for the customers out there and everything else too. So, some other real cool things. You know, get the X logo. You can also see something that we did that's really unique. We also have a patent pending for this as well. So we came up with an all new generator cradle system. So everybody else puts their generators in their pass-through storage, which essentially gets rid of half of your pass-through storage. So we came up with a unique idea that we actually put our generator underneath here, and we actually put it in a cradle, so it's completely isolated. So it takes away a lot of the road vibration or a lot of vibration when it's running and everything else. It's way quieter, but in doing that, we were able to actually put the actual generator behind. It's still completely serviceable. You have more than enough room to actually access, take the door out, change your oil, or whatever you need to do. However, and if you need to remove it, it's simply 4 bolts and the whole cradle comes down from itself as far as that goes too. So very unique in that whole configuration, but you'll see what it does for the actual passing when you get up to that point. So here you'll see the touring suspension system. So that's very unique to the industry. We're the first in a toy hauler to do that. So really unbelievable setup and really cool setup and really truly amazing how it does reduce that road vibration by 50%. So
Wow.
We did make a couple changes. These awnings have on this first one we put the traditional awning there with the actual Girard awning there. We are actually going to go to dual Girard awnings. So the entire campsite's going to be covered in awnings. We're going to have an 18 and a 16-foot Girard awning on the next model that's coming down the line. Sorry that goes. So
Wow.
So the lights are also another really cool thing too. So something we did different now. So you can see that. So this is really cool too. On the exterior, you can actually change the color to any color you want to. For that goes, you just simply
Customize.
Yeah. Depends
Match
on who your favorite
truck.
But
team
this
is.
is all. It's 47 foot long. I mean, it's literally. I mean, you come out here from this side.
And that you mentioned yesterday, that turns into the turn signals.
It does. So that's another.
It acts like a
patent pending.
blinker.
That's another patent pending that we're doing too as well. So we actually came up with a whole system that integrates into your 7-way pin switch, so that when you turn the turn signal on, it actually blinks with the truck and everything else for it goes. So you literally have a 47-foot
Wow.
turn signal on this thing. So
That's
That is
cool.
wild, dude.
you got your solid step, of course, and everything else. You got the super clean look. I mean, honestly, I think this is in my opinion, I think the nicest looking RV out there. I think it's just very clean, elegant, super
Less is
sexy.
more.
As far as that goes, you got the Vendetta logo up here,
Uh-huh.
really clean.
Wow.
You got our pass-through storage, which is second to none inside this thing as far as that goes. So literally, everybody else out there, they always, if you actually to pull the panel behind everybody's electrical panel and everything else, it's just a rat's nest of just nasty wires and everything else. We truly wanted to dress this up so it's set up like an automotive wiring setup. So everything's there.
Wow.
Everything's super easily accessible. Everything's nice and easy to get to. But then you also have these pretty cool built-in pegboards that also you can hang stuff off when you're during transit and everything else if you want to as well. You also see right there, we got a huge tray. It's a massive tray that pulls out there. Put in a pull tray, slide tray. So now you have access to everything there as far as that goes. Easy access for everything. So
Wow.
Awesome, man.
That is.
And as a
Yeah.
consequence of everything that you've done, there's more head height underneath that pin.
absolutely.
So
Now we did make a slight revision on the models that are coming down the line right now as we speak. We actually did raise this up quite a bit in the bedroom. So the bedroom now has 7-foot tall ceilings in the bedroom, but we actually picked it up way higher below here. So it actually makes it so the heights of trucks are going up continuously, and the bed heights are going up taller too.
Mhm.
So we wanted to make sure we accommodated for that for even your tallest of trucks out there and everything else as far as that goes
Wow.
too. So.
that's awesome.
Your battery here, so something different too. We did. You get your battery. You can actually, now we have, we changed the battery trays. You can actually fit 4 different batteries in here as far as that goes. So if you do want to
Golly.
upgrade your solar package or your battery package, you actually have room for 4 different batteries in there now too as well, as far as that goes. So, and then
God.
something we made the revision on lately. The first few models actually came with a 40 pound LP bottle, which for us isn't really a big deal because we're not using we don't have the furnace and everything else as far as that goes. However, but it does. You'd have one 40-pound bottle that was feeding everything, because the only thing we have to use it for is your gas oven, your actual quick disconnect in the back for your grill and everything else, and our tankless water heater. We have an awesome 60,000 BTU tankless water heater and everything else as far as that goes too. As far as that goes, so it's not a whole lot needed, but we did just recently make a switch. We're going to actually go to 3 20-pound LP bottles, which is going to be super easy and super convenient for customers to actually swap out and everything else. You can just clearly go to any gas station across the country and
Sure.
swap.
Any
real quick.
Rhino box or blue Rhino exchange scenario. Yeah.
So
That's
trying to make it more convenient for customers. We kind of walk around the back here as far as that goes. Make sure the ramp door.
Oh,
there's
there
one
you
of
go.
those exterior
Yeah.
condenser unit on your mini split. Easy access to your hydraulic system. This is so different. I mean, look how much sidewall there is, Maxon.
Oh, I'm telling you. I mean, it's just when that ceiling height goes up like that, it just broadens that rig up tremendously.
And I gotta tell you, it's refreshing to see, something that is so big that they have decided to not go crazy busy to try to break it all up with the graphics package. It's very understated, but it's
Sure.
awesome. Now, AJ,
Yes,
clarify for us, because people are the first thing they're gonna say is that ramp door looks small.
that is industry size ramp door. That's an 8-foot tall ramp door. It just looks small when you have a unit this tall. So
And you say this tall. I mean, it's just the sidewall is that tall. The unit itself stands at basically industry standard height, correct?
actually, our roof is only at 13.
Oh, we're losing them. No, not right now.
I know. Uh-oh.
The IT struggles continue.
Got your nice power cord reel here too, so it's a nice setup. So you got your power cord reel here, so everything's super easy. Hit a button, automatic. You know, drag that giant 50 amp cord everywhere and everything else. You got your fuel tanks and everything else here.
So another unintended consequence, AJ, of your location on the generator being back, in the garage-ish, under the garage area, you've created a downstream consequence that you have far less fuel line to have to maneuver around and to try to prime across a great distance.
It definitely primes way faster. So as far as that goes, and it's also much better setup. Another beautiful part about that too is it's not so much even the storage space you pick up, but a lot of it too is noise. So when you're sleeping at night and you have the generator running, all you hear is that brrr. I mean, so now that's on the back of it, and we actually eliminated most of that too with our unique patent pending system that actually has the rubber isolators on the sides of it that prevents a lot of that noise comes from the actual generator being directly bolted to the frame. And that direct bolted situation absorbs all that vibration. So ours doesn't have nearly that vibration as far as that goes. So before here, you see underneath here, you see the other mini split right there. You'll notice all the water that's coming off on the off door side too as well. That's the other thing we did. So all the drains for the mini splits of all the water that's coming off it goes to your off door side, not your actual campsite itself.
And comes out under the unit instead of down off the roof.
You got it. So you no longer have all the water that's coming off of the roof that's then dripping on your head or something like that from everything else. It's coming down below on your off door side of the unit.
Well, man, I'm kind of dumbfounded. I don't have any really good challenging questions to ask you because I think you've thought of it all.
You also too, all of your dump valves too. We actually went to actual electric dump valves on everything we do too, as far as that goes. So
Okay.
very easy to turn them off and on, dump them and everything else. You have your Nautilus panel here. Everything's super easy to access. We have built-in toolboxes on both sides, built in here too. So you got a nice spot for the stinky slinky if you need it and everything else. So, but so go back around. But yeah, we can get you guys some. We can get you guys some good views of the roof and some other stuff, and get you guys some pictures as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
that'd be
Sure.
great.
Yeah. And we'll link all that in the show notes for everybody.
Walk back inside. So we get a little more quiet here. So, but
Frosty windows
Yeah.
in the middle of July.
You almost don't need a refrigerator in that.
Just put it on the counter.
Just
It'll
put
be
it
all
in the garage and turn temp down.
All right, AJ.
So right
So-
now it's 92 outside and it's 65 in here. That's what
Yeah.
we just had the door open for quite a while too. So
Sure. So tell us, man, because we're going to have to put a bow on this because apparently you guys have RVs to build and we've got RVs to try to sell. Tell us what's next. Tell us what's coming down the pipe next there at Axiom and what everybody is going to have to look forward to.
well, our next plan, and we are actually is planning on going online for probably the end of this month. As far as that goes, we're putting it online. We are also going to be coming out with a residential fifth wheel. So it's our residential fifth wheel is going to be called Imperium. So we're very excited to be launching that. Our first model is actually very similar to this
I
model.
haven't heard that
As
name.
far as that goes, we made some slight revisions. We're actually going to move the refrigerator and the pantry to the back wall. And it'll also have a standard dinette as well on that particular model as well. So you not only have this 13-person seating, but you'll also have another dinette that converts to a desk that also has another 4-person seating included in that. And we plan to be launching that very shortly afterwards, as far as that goes. We'll have some testing involved with that. So I mean, of course, like we daily test this thing. We've been taking this on multiple road tests. We're doing all kinds of different testing too. There's a testing facility that we have in southern and in Ohio that we're working with as far as that goes. So, but yeah, we'll be doing some more testing with that Imperium before it completely launches. But we definitely plan to be launching that here shortly too.
That is incredible, man. So, I mean, congratulations to you guys.
Yeah.
What you've done in what is, in all actuality, a very short period of time. I don't even have to say relatively short period of time. I'm going to say like legitimately short period of time. It's got to be a testament to the talent that you've assembled and the quality of ideas and then the quality of execution. So, Tom, hats off to you, sir.
Sure.
With taking all of because I know AJ's got the crazy ideas.
Hey, I'm getting real good at pulling them out of his head.
Yeah. So okay. So for everybody out there, just give us how they can kind of keep track of you guys and what they can as far as timelines go. Maybe some ideas to when they might begin to see the first Vendettas start to show up at select dealer lots.
First Vendettas are going to start shipping in this July, as far as that goes. So probably starting very end of July, beginning of August, as far as that goes. Or we first shipments going out the door and everything else. And yeah, we're super excited. Honestly, we're excited not just to get this product out there and show, but we're truly excited. Because I think we've solved a lot of the problems that really affect campers out there. And I think that I think we created a better widget in a lot of ways, and I think we're going to really truly help a lot of consumers out there that use their RVs consistently and give them another choice and more options out there as far as that goes. So
that's awesome. And the website where they can find more in-depth product information and whatnot.
www.axiomrv.com.
There you go. And you can find them on all the social media platforms.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, if you're hiding under a rock, that's about the only way you probably haven't seen the shots of this unit running down the road. It's TikTok, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's all of it. So guys, we're fired up to be along for this ride with you. Fired up to have the opportunity to work together again.
Yeah.
We've all had tremendous results over the years. When you guys were the number one toy hauler, we were able to become your number one dealer.
Absolutely. For many years.
look forward to the replication of those results with an entirely new idea. It's a whole different way of looking at things, and I think it's a perfect reflection. This Vendetta project, this whole Axiom RV project, it really, if you guys haven't put this together in your own heads, I'll do it for you from the outside. But knowing you both as long as we have and working together and seeing the work products, what you've got going right now is a perfect reflection of you guys. And so we're really proud of you and excited to be a part of the meteoric rise that is sure to come.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
The best is yet to come. I can promise you that.
Absolutely.
The best is yet to come. So
Just
Yeah.
keep warmed up.
Do it better.
That's good. Absolutely. Yeah, we went long on this one, but
Oh,
we knew we would. It we
the
always
juice is
do,
worth the squeeze, man.
so,
When
yeah,
you get the
So-
right idea, we gotta give it the time that it's due.
yeah, we
He
really
didn't bring
appreciate.
us a teardrop, dude. He brought us a
Yeah,
monster.
yeah. So we really appreciate you guys taking your time to show us around and introduce this unit. So yeah, absolutely.
absolutely. Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much for
thank
the
you
time
guys
and the
very much.
opportunity. So we look forward
Sure.
to working together for a long, long time.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's right.
So everybody that's out there listening, we would ask that you would just continue to to follow us, like, share, jump on the different streaming platforms where you can find this podcast and the others that we have in the library there. And follow us on our social media accounts and keep tabs of what we're doing here at TNS. And also we'd ask you to do the same for AJ and Tom and the team there at Axiom. Jump on, like, and follow, and keep track of all the exciting stuff that they've got coming.
Yeah, good.
And we'll all go through this growth process together.
absolutely.
That's
And thank you,
ideal.
guys.
Good deal. That'll work. Mr. Meadows, can you wrap us up?
I will.
Sounds great.
Dear Heavenly
Thanks,
Father,
guys.
dear Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this chance to come together, to meet up with old friends, and to take an in-depth look at what they've got going and what they have coming for us in the future. We thank you on behalf of us as well as our friends at Axiom for the blessings that you've provided. We thank you for the opportunities that you've granted us in order to show that we are devout followers, and that we do believe that all of our blessings come through you, and that all the blessings that we are going to move forward would also be done in your name. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Boys,
Thank
go
you,
get
guys.
after it. Go
Will
build
do,
some
buddy.
monsters.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
Talk
guys.
to y'all later. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.